Shares of Alphabet hitting all-time highs today, fueled by its launch of the new AI model, Gemini 3, which is now topping the leaderboards. Deirdre Bosa has more in today's Tech Check. 4% rise here, Deirdre.
Yeah, big one. So what makes Gemini 3.0 all the more remarkable is the central role of Google's own custom chips, tensor processing units, or TPUs. Now, Gemini 3 was entirely trained on them, not NVIDIA's GPUs. And that is really a first at this level. For years, TPUs, they've been seen as this powerful but niche tool that only Google could really use. This model shows that they're now capable of training a true frontier system at global scale. Now, not only is Google using TPUs for training, but it's also serving the model on them. That's the inference piece, which gives Google tighter control over cost and capacity at a time when the entire industry is still scrambling for GPUs. Now, another major model builder, because this isn't just Google, Anthropic, it's already expanding its use of TPUs, committing to as many as 1 million of them over the next few years, worth tens of billions of dollars. Apple, OpenAI, Meta, they're also using or testing TPU infrastructure in some capacity. Now, this doesn't mean that GPU demand suddenly slows or NVIDIA gets displaced, but it does suggest that NVIDIA gets a little less dominant in the longer run, and model builders could start to operate with more independence. This is also bullish for Broadcom, Google's longtime ASIC design partner. Now, TPUs, they've also become a kind of symbol of the bullish Google case itself. The idea that the company is finally aligning its technical depth with real execution. This is a shift that has coincided with co-founder Sergey Brin re-engaging on the day today and the return of Noam Shazir. These are two people who helped define Google's early AI edge. The market certainly reflecting that. Alphabet, now the best performing Mag 7 stock this year, and yet I want to pull up the valuations. It is still the second cheapest of this group on a forward price to earnings basis. Maybe something Berkshire Hathaway saw, guys.
Deirdre, we talked yesterday about the comments that Pichai gave to the BBC. Yesterday, it was the head of DeepMind giving a talk about bubbles in the private credit market. I wonder if you think they actually believe it, or if they're just trying to scare others from investing more and feeding that competition.
I was just discussing this with Tech Check producer Jasmine. We were saying, you know, what could be behind this one after another? We also sort of noted that that was interesting because they're obviously major players here, big spenders. Maybe this idea that it could hurt some of their competitors that are less well capitalized, like, say, an OpenAI, who they're now competing a lot more closely with on the consumer side in terms of active users. We know that OpenAI is raising ever more money to develop the models. Google has this legacy business. I'm not saying that, but it's interesting to speculate that Google could weather, you know, a deflating of the bubble much better than some of its rivals.
Okay, Deirdre, thank you. Deirdre Bosa.